Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into one of nature's most mind-bending paradoxes. It sounds like something straight out of a myth, right? But what if you could take the very thing designed to kill and turn it around to heal? We're going to explore the incredible science behind how snake venom, literally one of the most lethal substances in nature, might just hold the key to fighting one of humanity's deadliest diseases, cancer. So, let's set the stage. We all know cancer is a relentless opponent, and our conventional treatments, while they can be effective, often come with some really harsh side effects. That reality has pushed scientists to get creative, to look for new solutions in some very unexpected places. And that's what's led them to the fangs of a snake. Okay, first things first, you gotta stop thinking of venom as just poison. It's so much more than that. It's actually a highly evolved biological weapon. A super sophisticated cocktail of specialized proteins and peptides. Now, each one is designed to paralyze prey. But it turns out, when you isolate these components, they have other, way more valuable properties. So, let's pop the hood on this venom arsenal, shall we? Think of it like opening up a master assassin's toolkit. Inside, you don't just find one weapon, you find a whole array of molecules, each with a very specific job. And these are the key players in our story. And here they are, the heavy hitters in this venom cocktail. We're talking about components like phospholipase A2, disintegrins, and snake venom metalloproteases. You gotta understand, these aren't just random toxins. They are highly specialized molecules, each with a unique function that researchers are now figuring out how to harness. So the bottom line is this. Each of these components is like a highly specialized weapon with its own unique attack plan. PLA2 basically convinces the cancer cell to self-destruct. SVMPs, they dismantle it from the inside out. And disintegrins, they stop it from spreading. It's a full-on, multi-pronged attack. Okay, so we know what's in the venom. But the really cool part is how it all works at the cellular level. We've seen the weapons, now let's see how they actually target and destroy cancer cells. This is a huge shift in thinking, moving from the kind of blunt force of traditional therapies to the precision of a biological scalpel. First up, we've got PLA2. Think of this enzyme as the point man, the one that kicks down the door. Its main target is the cancer cell's outer wall, its first line of defense, and by attacking that membrane, it kicks off a totally devastating chain reaction inside the cell. And you can see exactly how it works right here. PLA2 binds to the cell's membrane, and that single action creates this massive surge of what are called reactive oxygen species, or ROS. This generates incredible oxidative stress. It's like flooding the cell's engine, and it overwhelms its internal systems, forcing it to hit the self-destruct button. That process is called apoptosis. So it's this incredibly elegant three-step takedown. First, it binds to the target. Second, it unleashes overwhelming stress. And third, it forces the cell to initiate its own self-destruct sequence. Just a remarkably efficient process. Okay, next in the arsenal are the snake venom metalloproteinases, or SVMPs. Now, if PLA2 was the one kicking down the door, think of SVMPs as the saboteurs. Their job is to get inside and break down the very foundation of the cancer cell, its structure and its DNA. And as you can see, SVMPs don't just do one thing. They launch this multi-pronged assault. They actually cause the cell's DNA to fragment, basically shredding the blueprints. They weaken the cell overall, and, crucially, they make it harder for the cell to stick to its surroundings. All of this just pushes it further towards cell death. So, just like a master saboteur, it's not just destroying the cell's blueprints, the DNA. It's also cutting the anchor lines that keep the cell locked in place. This makes the entire tumor structure weaker and way more vulnerable. And finally, we've got the disintegrins. And yeah, their name pretty much says it all. Their specialty is to completely disrupt the cancer's ability to spread. And this is so important because the spread of cancer, what's known as metastasis, is what makes it so incredibly deadly. So check this out. Their strategy is brilliant. Cancer cells have these little grappling hooks called integrins. They use them to latch onto the body's internal highway system, the extracellular matrix, and that's how they travel and invade new tissues. What disintegrins do is they physically block those grappling hooks. If the cancer cell can't connect, it can't move. Simple as that. So what you're really looking at is a molecular roadblock. The disintegrins are like traffic cops for cancer, telling those deadly cells, nope, You're not going anywhere. They contain the tumor and stop it from spreading its influence. Okay, so we have these amazing, hyper-targeted weapons that can hunt down and destroy cancer cells. It all sounds perfect, right? Well, there's one massive problem. How in the world do you get these toxins to the tumor without causing devastating collateral damage to the rest of the body?
And this right here is the heart of the challenge. You can't just inject this stuff into a person. I mean, obviously that would be lethal. It would ravage healthy tissue and trigger all the horrible symptoms of a snake bite. So the solution is to create a kind of stealth delivery vehicle, something that can carry the toxin safely through the body and only release it once it reaches the tumor.
So, to get around this, scientists are basically becoming high-tech delivery drivers. They're engineering incredible things like nanoparticles, tiny fat bubbles called liposomes, and even extracellular vesicles to act as these carriers. Now, each one has its pros and cons, from how well it can target the tumor to its cost and potential toxicity. The race is on to find the absolute perfect vehicle for this deadly but life-saving payload.
All right, so scientists are actively figuring out the delivery problem. So where does this all go from here? Let's look to the future, because this is where things start to sound like straight-up science fiction, but they're real.
The future here is just incredibly exciting. We're talking about using artificial intelligence to design brand new, even more powerful venom-inspired drugs. Scientists are creating synthetic versions of these peptides in the lab, which means we might not even need the snakes themselves anymore. They're also figuring out how to combine these venom components with existing treatments to make them even better. And get this, it's not just about snakes anymore. Researchers are now looking at the venom of spiders, scorpions, and even snails for new cures.
So think about it. This research completely flips the script on venom, transforming it from a substance of pure fear into one of incredible hope. It's a powerful reminder that nature is the ultimate bioengineer, and that sometimes the cure can be found in the most unlikely and, frankly, the most dangerous of places. Which really makes you wonder, what other secrets are just waiting to be discovered in the wild's deadliest arsenals?